Hello there, my name's Dr. Feroz Fayaz and I'm a doctor of 25 years and recently started practicing as a functional medicine practitioner. Now, the topic of the moment is obviously coronavirus and COVID-19. Now, I've discussed a little bit previously about how to prevent getting it. I mean, the mainstay of it is actually making sure you wash your hands, but also I talked about improving our mucosal immunity. But there's so much information out there, and I thought it would be really good to sort of go through my sort of thought processes on how to filter it and to actually build strong defences against coronavirus. Now, when we're faced with a complex problem, it's really important to break it down to the basics. The basics being having a healthy cardiovascular system and having good metabolic health. And these two things will lead automatically to having a strong immune system. And it's very much like having strong foundations when we're building a building. So all of these things are stacked on top of each other. And so my 3 top tips are that we really need to focus on our cardiovascular health, our metabolic health, and then just doing a little bit of tweaking of our nutrition to optimise it. So I just wanted to go through that today, really. Now, cardiovascular health, there's a clue in this, really, because I'm living in the UK, and one of the things that the government has really emphasised, I mean, however we feel about the way that our governments have approached this, one thing that they have said in this particular lockdown is you're allowed out to do exercise. And I think this is really, really telling, because cardiovascular fitness is really, really important. So take advantage of that. Make sure you do go out once a day to either go for a walk, to go for a cycle, to go for a run, because when we're cardiovascularly fit, it means that automatically our blood pressure comes down, our mental well-being is improved, and it stimulates the body into priming those repair mechanisms and those defence mechanisms. So that's really, really important. And if, for whatever reason, you haven't really taken up the opportunity until now, or even when you were at work, or before this crisis, you weren't the healthiest, one thing I really want to emphasise is the body has a great capacity for renewing itself, and if we start today, it's inevitably going to mean that we'll be fitter than we were the day before or the day before. So whatever stage and whatever state of fitness you're in now, don't worry, make a plan. And it doesn't have to be very complicated. It can even be watching the videos with celebrities in the morning and doing the exercise routine. I think for myself, it's better if you can get out, get some fresh air, get some sunlight, get some natural daylight. And I'll be talking about these things later on. But the foundational stone is maintaining and building up your cardiovascular fitness. The second thing is metabolic fitness. Now, what do I mean by metabolic fitness? Metabolic fitness is making sure that the substances that our blood carries around, our bodies are in a balance, in a state of equilibrium, so they can respond adequately to problems that we face, to environmental assaults. So we're making sure that our blood sugars are level and they're not spiking too high, because we know that this can adversely affect our immune response. Making sure that we're taking in healthy fats, making sure that we're eating enough vegetables so we get all the phytonutrients. So ideally, this is a low carbohydrate diet, nutrition plan with very few refined sugars, less starchy carbohydrates and healthy fats. And what we're replacing the carbohydrates and the unhealthy fats with are lots of phytonutrients from a rainbow variety of vegetables. So that's really, really important. And, it's not really rocket science, so we don't have to get overwhelmed by all the things that the media, social media, and people are actually... Hi, Tracy. Love to see you. See that. I'm sure you're getting loads of sun over in Abu Dhabi, so that's really good. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, so these are just fundamental things that we need to really think about. Our fitness, and our metabolic fitness. So in terms of metabolic fitness, have a look at what you're eating. Make sure you're not eating too many processed foods. Make sure you're not eating too many refined sugars and not too many starchy carbohydrates. We can get into the sort of more nitty-gritty of that at a later date, but those are the fundamental principles. Then the third thing is that we do need to optimise our nutrition slightly. And the one thing, which is why I mentioned Tracy over in the sunny Middle East, is that the one vitamin that we find it difficult to get, especially if you live up north in the northern parts of England like I do, and having a sort of more southern hemisphere sort of heritage, is the vitamin D. In the summer we can get out there and we produce our own vitamin D, and that's the best type of vitamin D to get, really. The body's producing it. It's if you stay in the sun so that your skin gets a little bit red for about 20 minutes, you're producing about 10,000 units of vitamin D. So what I'd like to emphasise is make sure that your vitamin D levels are optimum. I'm going to put a link below on how to, from the Vitamin D Council, on how to make sure you're getting enough vitamin D and what sort of levels you should be aiming at. It's something that I do with my patients, and if that's something that you want to actually pursue further, please, get in touch. I'm seeing patients virtually now, and I can also arrange blood tests and stuff. But what the take-home message is that, this isn't that difficult. We need to improve our cardiovascular health, we improve our metabolic health, and we just pay attention to optimizing our nutrition in certain areas, especially with the vitamin D. So that's my message for today. I hope it was useful for you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.